Alright, so to start off this tutorial, I'm actually going to start with face makeup this time, which I don't usually do, but I'm going to do it this time. I'm using the Rimmel Fix and Perfect Pro Face Primer. I actually really like this a lot, and it's super affordable. So I'm just going to take some on my finger, like that. I should probably get my hair out of the way, actually. And of course, just prime my entire face. And you definitely want to concentrate on the under eyes, the cheeks, and places that tend to get oily, so like my forehead and my chin. Then I'm going to do concealer, so I'm using the MAC Select Cover Up in NC35, I believe. Nope, NW35. Could take some and put it on the back of my hand. And then just taking a little EcoTools concealer brush, I'm just going to pick that up and place it on any troublesome areas. And I'll explain why I'm doing concealer first in a bit, because usually I would do it after foundation, but not this time. And this is only to cover face imperfections. I'll use a different concealer for my eyes in a second. And unfortunately I have a lot of problem areas right now. And then of course also you want to brighten up the areas around your nose, so I'm going to do that. And then go ahead and take a finger and blend it out. And then I'm going to jump into a different concealer. I don't know if I've talked to you guys about this concealer yet, but I really like it. It's Boing by Benefit, and it's an excellent under eye concealer. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that on the under eyes. I'm actually going to look up to do it. And I'm kind of gonna get in the darkness of the outer corner as well. And then just tap lightly to blend it down. So I'm going to go ahead and do that to the other eye. Alright, so once all of that is completely on, I'm actually going to be using some mineral makeup today. I'm using Bare Minerals in their matte finish. Sorry, mine's really dirty. My vanity gets like covered in makeup. I'm really sorry. But yeah, I'm going to be using this and just a kind of fluffy, kind of halfway dense powder brush, and I believe I actually got this at Walmart, and it's really nice. So I'm just going to take this and sprinkle a little bit into the lid. And this is actually a little darker than my actual skin tone. I'm in the color medium tan, but I figured I'm going to get a little bit darker this summer, so I went ahead and picked up this color. And I'm just going to start blending it out from the center of my face. And don't forget to blend down to your neck, especially if you're uncertain about the color like I am. And after that step, I'm going to move on to the Mineral Veil, which again is dirty, but this is just the product they recommend to use to set the foundation. And it's a lot finer, and you don't really need as dense of a brush, so I'm just using a big EcoTools powder brush, getting a teeny bit in the lid, and just kind of tap off the extra, and go ahead and set your makeup with that. Then just taking a little double-ended brush and the color Dark Brown from NYX, I'm just going to lightly do my brows, nothing too extravagant. In the summer I'm a little bit more carefree with my eyebrows. I actually do need to tweeze them a little bit, so once we get closer in, don't comment anything about my eyebrows because I know they don't look so hot right now, but I am just going to fill them in a teensy tiny bit. So now we're going to jump into the really fun part of this makeup, the eyes. Alright, so the eyes are definitely nothing too extravagant. I'm actually going to start off, of course though, with a little bit of primer, and this is just the NYX HD eyeshadow base. I'm also going to blend it out. If you want, you could cover your lid in just a basic shimmery color. This is Gaze from Lancome, and it's just a really nice light peachy champagne color. And you don't need to do this step, but I'll just do a little bit just to kind of set what we're going to be doing later with the eye, and just add a little bit more shimmer because it's summer and it's fun. I'm doing sort of a patting and sweeping motion. So here comes the really fun step of this look. In a little water bottle cap, I just have some water, and I'm also going to be taking, my brush is still dirty from the last time I practiced this look, but this is just a little mini eyeliner brush is actually kind of thicker than an eyeliner brush, which is good. You just want some sort of precise brush for this look. And then any bright color you choose, I will happen to be using that. I don't think that made any sense what I just said. I'm just going to use this yellow color right here from my Coastal Scents palette. But any bright color, like obviously you could do like a pink, a blue, orange, anything you want. And all I'm gonna do is dip my brush in this water and just kind of mix it around a bit. And you don't need a lot of water at all. I know you can't really tell. Go ahead and pop it into your color. And I know this kind of makes a mess of your eyeshadow, so maybe you shouldn't use any nice eyeshadows for this look. I'm just gonna kind of act like I'm doing a thick line of eyeliner. Just bring that all across your upper lash line and bring it all the way in. And then just one final sweep to connect it all. And that's basically it. If you want to, you can kind of go and can kind of wing it a little bit. Just lightly kind of feather it out with your finger. Alright, so here it is so far. I got some on my eyelash. They're basically pretty even. I might touch this one up a little bit again. And feather this one out a little. Maybe a little bit more color on this eye. Get my eyelashes cleaned off a little. But yeah, there is the eyeshadow. So after this point, I'm going to tight line my upper lash line. I'm just using the Urban Decay 0. Also, if you feel that your eyes are still a little too undefined, you could take another color. This is a navy eyeliner, just to get all of our summer brights in there. So I'm just going to take this and use this on my lower lash line, not my waterline. You could do it on your waterline, but I always just tend to do my lash line whenever I put liner down there. And I'm only going to line the outer half. I'm going to go ahead and apply my mascara, and this is the Essence Maximum Definition mascara. It's a volume 1, but I think it's more of a kind of separating mascara. Here's what the brush looks like. And I'm going to apply that, and then I'll be right back to finish up the look. So as for the cheeks, I just want something that'll give me more, sorry, I'm like slouching because my camera's low, I apologize, but as for the cheeks, I just want something that'll give me more of a golden sort of glow since there's already so much color going on with the eyes. So I'm just going to take the color Peachy Keen by e.l.f. And on someone with more fair skin, this will show up more true to this color, but on me it's more of just like a golden shimmer. So I'm just taking that on an e.l.f. stippling brush and lightly dust that on my cheek. And it's nothing too intense, in fact it's very subtle, but I still think it's nice just for that little pop of summer glow. Then as for the lips, there's a couple options you could go with. If you want to keep the lips more subtle and keep the eyes as the main focus, something more peachy nudie like this. This is Salsa by NYX would work really well, and it's something you can just throw on and continue to touch up throughout the day. But I want to keep with the trend of summer brights, so I'm going to use one of my favorite lipsticks in my collection. This is Vegas Volt by MAC. And here is what it looks like. Just a really, really bright coral. I'm going to take this and just lightly kind of start dotting it on. Little like this. Then I'm just going to lightly kind of, why am I saying lightly all the time? I'm just going to blend this in using my finger. So you could, again, leave it like this, more of a matte, kind of keeps the look intense but not too intense. But of course, I'm just going to continue to go all out with this tutorial. I'm taking the color Wild Watermelon from e.l.f. and I'm going to put just a little bit of that in the center of my bottom and upper lip. and kind of tap it out. So here is the finished look. Let me go ahead and put my hair back the way it kind of was when we started. So I really hope you liked my first summer Lovin tutorial. I can't wait to do more of these. This is just the first of, I'm not sure how many, I'm thinking 3, but I'm not sure, might be more. Definitely not less though. So comment down below and let me know if you like this look. Let me know if you're going to try it out. That's the end of this tutorial. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you're all having an awesome summer. Bye!